Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back and happy Tuesday. All right, guys, so exciting stuff's coming. We're starting memberships. Jason's putting it together, but we're going to have 2 tiers of memberships. He'll explain it later, but we're going to do all behind the scenes from everything that we have coming up. Behind the scenes, membership only lives, but it's not going to take away from any of our recaps or when we start hot, messy topics back after the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. So just giving you guys a little bit of insight. But in the meantime, we finally cracked the code. Well, Reality Blurb did, because now we're figuring out what this actual rift is between Dolores Catania and Dina Manzo. We know that Dolores was not invited to Teresa Giudice's engagement party, and it wasn't because it was a couples only situation. It was because Dina Manzo was not comfortable with Dolores being in the same room as her. Now, Dina Manzo is saying Dolores Catania wrote a letter on behalf of her ex, Tommy Manzo, after his arrest for assaulting her and her boyfriend. This was a whole thing, and the assault was intense. So before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so it looks like Dina Manzo is revealing some shocking information. She released this over this past weekend, and it's interesting. After a year after revealing, sister Caroline Manzo wrote a letter to the judge on behalf of her supposedly kind and caring ex-husband, Tommy Manzo, who is accused of being involved in the 2015 beatings of her and her husband, Dave Canton. The Real Housewives of New Jersey alum has claimed Dolores Catania did the same. This now makes sense. This now all adds up. In a screenshot of a message stream on Instagram via Love Andy C on Twitter, Dina is seen informing a fan that Caroline and Dolores both wrote letters in support of Tommy. Now, I could see why this would piss Dina off, because if this man was actually involved in the assault on her life and her husband, that's crazy. I know at the beginning I said her boyfriend. I believe it was her boyfriend at the time, and then it became her husband. I could have that backwards. The point is, they were assaulted in their home. They came home, and there were men waiting inside the house for her and her husband. It's absolutely terrifying. Let's get back to it. After one fan said that Dolores had written a letter, a second fan responded stating that they believed it was Caroline and shading Teresa Giudice for her lack of loyalty to Dina. I thought it was Caroline who wrote it, so if it was Dolores, why is Teresa still friends with her? I mean, that came across as no loyalty towards Dina. That's what the second fan stated. If a friend of mine did that to another friend, I wouldn't bother with them again. Loyalty means everything to me and friends and family. And Dina replied, both did. Ugh. Now, we don't know how this is going to play out, but it makes sense. And when I talked to Kim D and I had her on for that exclusive interview, Kim D said that she believes that Dina is still in kind of that manic state of, not manic state, but that state of just like being nervous for her life. And she doesn't want to go around anybody where she could potentially have altercations. And that adds up. But also, if she knows that Dolores wrote a letter and she iced out her own sister for doing the exact same thing, you can only imagine how she probably feels towards Caroline and Dolores. And she probably has a lot to say, but doesn't want to put herself in that situation to have that sort of confrontation. As Real Housewives of New Jersey fans may have noticed, many began wondering about Dina and Dolores' relationship after Teresa hinted that Dolores was left out of her and Louis Ruelas' engagement party because of Dina. In other Real Housewives of New Jersey news, Teresa was recently joined by Dina, as well as friend and co-star Jennifer Aydin, for her 50th birthday celebration in Mexico. And throughout the weekend with the group, which also included Louis and some other friends and family members, they all shared photos and videos via social media. And she wrote, this is what Teresa captioned the photo of herself and Dina, friends for life. Now, I'm guessing Dolores was left out of that as well, but that doesn't look like it was just a couples thing. So I'm curious. Teresa also added a photo of her and Jennifer Aydin saying taking over Tulum, and then she shared a group photo. It looked pretty intimate. You saw her glam squad there. You saw Jennifer Aydin. No other Real Housewives of New Jersey cast members were present for this. I'm not shocked. I feel like at this point, Jennifer Aydin is the only one in good graces with Teresa. Dolores, even when she had the opportunity, didn't say anything negative about Teresa. She didn't say that like she didn't bash her after being left out, which they've been friends for a long time since they were kids. So you would have thought that that would have hurt her feelings. And even if it did, she still expressed loyalty to Teresa by saying, you know what? It wasn't about me. That engagement party wasn't about me. It was about celebrating their love for one another. So if that's how Teresa wanted it, then I completely respect that. And I'm okay with that. She's my friend. End of story, point blank, period. She wasn't giving the viewers anything to go off of, meaning no drama. As for the celebration for her birthday in Mexico, I'm curious how Dolores is going to respond to that. I mean, I feel like Dolores doesn't give too much information when it comes to her relationships with Teresa. I mean, Jennifer Aydin, she's made it very clear she's done with her. So there are a few scenarios that could have played out here. One, she knew that Jennifer Aydin was going and she didn't want to have drama, so she opted out of going. Two, maybe she just thought, I'm busy right now. I'm focusing on other things. She could have been focusing on one of her charities, and she has her new love of her life, Paul Connell. And she was like, I will opt out of this one. You can have your fun in Mexico. I don't need to go be a part of that, because they are about to get ready to start filming again anytime, either at the end of this month or at the beginning of next month. Real Housewives of New Jersey season 13 is set to continue. Now, I did want to use this moment to kind of pick your brains and see what you guys think about all of this, because it's a little wild to me that Dina Manzo came out with this information. Do you guys think that that is Dolores not being a loyal friend? And I think it's also hard to be put in the situation to have to choose. I'm wondering, because Caroline Manzo and Dolores Catania, they're very sound-minded people. I mean, they kind of assess things and try to figure out what's right and what's wrong. And they both seem very loyal. I feel like somebody is going to rip my head apart for saying that, but I feel like they're both very loyal. So I'm wondering in my head why they would write a letter to the judge defending her ex Tommy, unless they really wholeheartedly believe that Tommy had nothing to do with the assaults, really. Because at the end of the day, if this man had men hiding in Dina Manzo's house with weapons, ready to beat her half to death and also beat her husband, Dolores and Caroline don't strike me as the kind of people who would be like, you know what, it was an accident. It was a bad, moment of judgment. Let me just write a letter to the judge and share with the judge how amazing this guy is, even though he messed up this one time. Because nobody would do that. Nobody. If I had a friend and his or her ex came in and was responsible for concocting this whole plan to have them, attacked and beat up in their home and caught off guard, there would be no chance in hell I would write a letter on behalf of that friend. That wouldn't be my friend. That person would be cut out of my life. I wouldn't trust them. I would be afraid of what they're capable of. And so it makes me wonder, what is their side of the story? I don't think we'll ever get to hear about this because Caroline is very tight-lipped on the whole situation. And now maybe Dolores will respond. We just don't know. We don't have any of that information yet. So with that, guys, go ahead and comment below. Give your unfiltered opinions. Let me know what your thoughts are. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Love you.